Ever feel like you're just chasing after attention? Maybe it's through social media likes, that constant need to be seen, or perhaps even seeking approval from the people around you. It's exhausting, right? What if I told you there's a way to break free from that cycle and start living life on your own terms, with confidence, self-respect, and peace? Stay with me because in this video, we're going to explore how to stop being desperate for attention and tap into the ancient wisdom of Stoic philosophy to build a solid foundation of unshakable self-worth. You don't need others' approval to feel complete. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to stop chasing what doesn't matter and start focusing on what truly does. I get it, you want to be noticed, you want to feel important, to feel like you matter. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to be seen and appreciated. But when that need for attention starts driving your actions, it can turn into a toxic cycle. The more you chase it, the more you feel empty. I know because I've been there. There's a deep sense of dissatisfaction that creeps in when we live for others' approval. So what if I told you that you could change all of that? What if you could finally step away from that constant thirst for validation and stand firm in who you really are? That's exactly what we'll tackle today, and trust me, it won't be your typical self-help fluff. The key to breaking free from this desperate need for attention lies not in doing more, but in doing less. Less of the chasing, less of the pretending, and more of the being. And the Stoics, they have a ton to say about that. Their philosophy is all about internal strength, understanding what you can control, and most importantly, learning to live with integrity, not for the likes or praise of others. Let's go back a couple of thousand years to ancient Greece. Imagine the scene. You're in a bustling marketplace in Athens. The philosopher Epictetus is giving a lecture to a group of students. He's not dressed in anything flashy. In fact, he's probably wearing some worn-down tunic. But the thing is, Epictetus commands respect. Why? Because he has something that most people at the market don't: inner peace. He has mastered the art of caring less about how others see him, and that's the first thing we need to learn if we want to stop being desperate for attention. Epictetus taught that we should focus on what we can control, and that's not other people's opinions of us. If we base our worth on external validation, we're setting ourselves up for failure. But how do we actually do that? How do we stop living for the likes and start living for ourselves? Well, let's break it down. I want you to think about a time when you were desperate for attention. Maybe it was in school, trying to get the teacher's approval, or among friends, trying to make sure everyone noticed what you were wearing. Maybe it's even now, in the world of social media, where you post something and eagerly wait for the notifications to roll in. What do all of these situations have in common? They're all about seeking something outside of yourself to make you feel good inside. The Stoics would tell you this: you have no control over what others think of you. You can't control how many likes your post gets, how many people comment on your outfit, or how many people compliment you on your latest achievement. But here's the beautiful thing: you don't need any of that to feel whole. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, put it this way: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. In other words, stop putting your energy into things you can't control. Don't waste another second looking for validation from people who probably aren't even thinking about you the way you think they are. But I know, it's hard. I've been there. It's not easy to stop chasing that validation, to let go of the constant need to be seen and heard. I remember a time when I would post something online and sit there, refreshing the page, hoping for comments or likes. The moment I saw a few notifications pop up, I'd feel a rush of excitement. But it never lasted. As soon as the notifications stopped, the rush would fade. I would feel empty again, longing for that next hit of attention. And that's when it clicked for me. Attention is like sugar. It gives you that quick, sweet rush, but it doesn't sustain you. It's temporary. It's not real nourishment. What really sustains us is the internal validation we can give ourselves, and that's where Stoic philosophy comes in.
The Stoics teach us that the only thing we can truly control is ourselves, our thoughts, our actions, and our reactions to external events. When you start focusing on what you can control and let go of the rest, you begin to live life with a sense of peace and contentment. You stop needing everyone else's approval because you're already enough, just as you are. Now, this doesn't mean that you should become completely indifferent to what others think. Stoicism isn't about rejecting all relationships or completely shutting yourself off from the world, but it's about recognizing that your self-worth isn't tied to the attention you get from others. It's about learning to value yourself without needing the world to validate you. Take a moment and ask yourself, why do you want attention? What's behind that need? Often, it's a desire for connection, for reassurance that you matter. But the truth is, you matter whether anyone acknowledges it or not. Your worth isn't determined by external factors. It comes from within. Think about the story of the great Stoic philosopher Seneca. He was wealthy, powerful, and influential. But he didn't live for the applause of others. Instead, he focused on developing his inner character. He wrote, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This is the essence of Stoic confidence. It's about becoming the master of your own mind, not being a slave to the opinions of others. But it's not always easy. The modern world encourages us to seek attention through likes, comments, shares, followers. The more attention we get, the more we feel validated. But here's the secret. Attention isn't the key to confidence. True confidence comes from within, from knowing who you are and not needing anyone else's approval to feel worthy. This brings us to a crucial point. To stop being desperate for attention, you have to start living with intention. Stop reacting to the world around you and start creating your own path. Set your own standards. What do you value? What do you stand for? If you focus on living according to your values, you won't have to chase attention. It will come to you naturally because you'll become someone others look up to, not because you're seeking their approval, but because you're living authentically. And when you live authentically, you stop being desperate for attention. You stop feeling like you need to be noticed. Your worth isn't tied to how many people follow you or like your posts. Your worth is inherent, and that's something the Stoics understood well. They didn't need to prove their worth to anyone. They simply lived by their principles, and in doing so, they inspired others to do the same. Let's pause here for a moment. I want you to think about how your life would change if you didn't feel the constant need for attention. What if you could wake up every day feeling confident in who you are, without checking your phone for notifications? What if you could simply live for yourself, without worrying about what others think? That's the life the Stoics wanted for us, and it's within your reach. But it starts with a shift in mindset. Stop focusing on what you can't control, other people's opinions, and start focusing on what you can, your own actions, your own thoughts, your own journey. So, what's the first step? Start small. Practice self-reflection every day. Ask yourself what you truly value, what you want out of life, and where you're putting your energy. Are you living for the attention of others, or are you living for yourself? The key to Stoic confidence isn't about ignoring the world around you. It's about living with purpose, living in line with your values, and not allowing external validation to dictate your happiness. When you start doing this, you'll notice something incredible. You'll feel free. In conclusion, the Stoic way to stop being desperate for attention is simple but powerful. Focus on what you can control, your thoughts, your actions, and your values. Stop living for the applause and start living for yourself. When you do this, you'll find that you don't need anyone's approval. Your confidence will shine from within. If you enjoyed this video and want to dive deeper into Stoic wisdom, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. You won't want to miss the next video.